turn the recorder on. And I'm going to bounce out. And I'm just going to let you six go until you have a decision. All right. You still hear me?
Yep.
All right, I'm hiding. So pretend I'm not here.
All right, so I looked it over and I'm thinking it should be Robert because he did 25 years in the company and he's balanced with marketing, finance, operations, and high-level general management. And I think his runner-up should be Ernest because he did 22 years in the company and I don't know what it'd say. He studied politics, economics, has a law degree.
I mean, if we're going,
Can I just take 2 minutes to read it super quick? I'm so sorry.
It's fine. I read it like
Sorry.
before we got on.
Okay.
Where is the case? Because I looked through all.
Check your email.
It's in our email.
I'm just gonna take 2 minutes and read it really quick.
You find it, Claudia?
Yes, I found it. I didn't realize it was in there. Thank you.
you said, I think it was Anthony. You said Robert was your first choice.
Yeah, I guess
Alright.
it's because the length he spent in the
For the-
company.
I mean, overall length is ideal. But we should also look to the fact that some of these other, like for instance, like Harold, although he has 39 or he's 39 years old, he's pretty young. He does have a career in aerospace engineer. I'm not saying it should be him. I'm saying we should take into fact that maybe we should also look into people with like not only length of experience, but actual experience in the particular field.
I
It doesn't-
think though, Harold might be a little bit problematic because it's saying that he gets extremely intoxicated off the job.
Yeah, no, see, I didn't, that's on me. I didn't mean to say, but that was just like a example.
I get what you're saying though.
No,
Wait,
but
it says that?
yeah, Harold's not my guy. He's not my guy.
Oh, it does say that. I completely missed that line.
No.
That's funny.
But I just wanted to like base it off of because I saw he had career in aerospace. I'm a slow reader, so that's my fault.
I'm gonna say, oh, sorry. I don't know if anyone's still reading.
You can say what you want to say.
I'm gonna say Ernest. Because his career as a general manager, his father was the co-founder, which it's not really a big deal, but that's also good. I'm gonna say Ernest for my choice. I don't have a backup yet though.
Well, reading over what the company hopes to do within the next decade, what do you guys identify would be the top traits that you're looking for in a CEO? That may be a better place to start to have a discussion about like what are the highest characteristics, like the most important characteristics that we're looking for. So I feel like it'll be
Someone with,
difficult to be like, oh, I want so and so and I want so and so back and forth.
So according to that, it should be someone who can marshal the human and other resources.
So we would want someone who has a great deal of influence over other people, who would be
Right.
encouraging and kind of taking people with them, like can encourage them and inspire them to move forward.
Right. And
agree
we
on
also
that?
take into consideration the fact that they have a good record with equal employment and affirmative action.
I didn't realize Ernest was a recovering alcoholic, it says. Recovered alcoholic, has skin cancer. Father was a co-founder. Hang on.
So we don't want any, because we, as this company wants to progress and extend their services in the year 2025 to multiple places, we do want longevity and growth. So we really can't pick a guy who, we gotta take age into account. I mean, I'm not really experienced in that type of realm. I know my first year, I'm 23 years old, so what do I know? But to take account of the longevity of a CEO is very important, as well as his background and what he can provide through his background to grow, to extend whatever the mission statement is for this company.
I do think we need to take into consideration that even though there is like, obviously there's a plan for the next how many ever years. When you say longevity, we have to take that into consideration. Since we were talking about Ernest, he's 49. So he could potentially be the CEO for the next 25 years if he wanted to be. So, you know, even though a CEO position is a top ranking position, you do have to take into consideration potential age discrimination. Even though Ernest had skin cancer, we can't take you can't take health into consideration when you're trying to appoint, you know, hire somebody for a position, because that can be taken as any type of discrimination as well. So I can appreciate your point, you know, that we want somebody who's vibrant and who can, you know, stick with the company for the long haul, but I think we have to balance those things out too.
Right. I agree. And like also reading on Ernest's background, I don't know if this is good or bad, but it says he has twice absented himself from the company on unpaid leave to travel and study the economic potential of tourism. In those countries that they're trying to, I think those are the countries that they're expanding into. So that's also a very good background for him. Especially with the fact that they're trying to get new clients. Is that what it says in here?
I do wonder what that really means, though. He twice absenced himself.
Right. That's why I said I don't know if it's good or bad. It's good that he has
Right.
the background, like, you know, but like also
But maybe he left on a whim.
right. Like he just take unpaid time and just vanish for a little bit.
So then what if he does that to this company? You know what I mean? Like it seems like his focus, I mean, it's like personal. His focus is very personal rather than for the company. Although he, like you guys were saying, he does, like he may have these experience in the countries or places that we are expanding to, maybe Manila, Singapore.
And it says he's a recovering alcoholic, a recovered one.
And his skin cancer is under control. So
I mean, we've been talking about Ernest for a while. Let's just
yeah, I'm looking at
let's
the
start
other one.
bouncing from the other people.
Cause my pick would be Rob, but he is 60.
So
why
what about
did-
John? What do you guys think about John Arthur Fulmer?
He's
That's
47.
what I was looking at, John Arthur Fulmer. I don't think
Maybe
you
we
can
should-
go based on age to see if
Maybe
this
we
one
should
could
go
be a-
down the list and then just do pros and cons of each one, and then maybe we can come up with like a unanimous vote.
John had a heart attack though.
We
I'm
could put
sorry,
it in
keep
the
going.
chat.
I do want to circle back to what Sarah said in the beginning, though. I think it is important for us to define what are the key things we truly are looking for in a CEO of the next CEO of the company who's going to lead the company through all of these changes that it seems like the company has coming up in the next, well, I mean, it's 2023 right now, so who knows when this was written, but let's say in the next 10 years. I think that's really important to identify so we can use that as measures when we assess the people that we're looking at.
So far I wrote down like marshal the human resources aspect to get like people on their side for changes, the diversity aspect, longevity and growth, and then also their background. When talking about age, that's a hard thing. So I'm in human resources right now. So that's a hard thing to compare someone against to fill a position, because you could hire a 50-year-old and they would stay for 20 years. Whereas you could hire a 40-year-old and they decide to leave in 7 years. So just take that into consideration, that it doesn't necessarily mean that even though they're older, they may leave. A younger person could decide, or if they're older, they may decide to retire. A younger person may decide to go somewhere else. It's not necessarily fact that they would stay until retirement. And then I'm also thinking that maybe the health information is thrown in there to like
Throw us off.
Yeah, to throw us off,
Yeah,
just
we
like
took-
how that other program that we had, or the other assignment we had, was talking about that, because I mean, legally you can't decide hiring someone based on their medical history or sexual orientation or any other protected class. So I would probably stay away from making our decision based on any of those protected characteristics.
Okay, so with that in mind, I think we should start from like Robert and then go down, and then I'll just put in, I'm not a fast typer, so I'm sorry. I'll put in like, pros and cons. So
Do you want to share your screen and do it in like a Word document?
I don't want to embarrass myself like that. I'll put it in the chat.
Okay.
Okay, so Robert, what do you guys think about Robert?
So his pro is his career path is balanced among marketing, finance, operation, and high level general management. And when the document above, it says, however, a reminder of details concerning legal, financial, marketing, operation, political, international issues must be thought thorough before the extension can become reality. And this is tying in with the extending service of like to 2025. Sorry, can't talk right now. But he does have background in that portion of what we're looking for. So I guess that's a pro. But I don't know about you guys.
And he's been
Yeah,
with the
I
company the
agree.
longest, so he knows the company the best, probably.
Well balanced in experience as well.
Mhm.
That was good, Anthony.
Yeah, I like that he has like that balance among the different industries, and that he's also high level general management, meaning that he's probably already accustomed to looking over the various components of the business.
And I also see that he has support from the staff, so, and no corporate enemies, I guess. So that's also crucial, because that's going to be someone that they're going to be able to listen to and respect. So
Mhm.
The
You know,
one thing that gave me pause with this, though, when I read it initially, was that he's under consideration for a cabinet position in Washington as Secretary of Commerce. So that just
that
makes me
becomes-
wonder if he does get that, is he really going to, I mean, obviously he's not going to split his time, or if he does split his time, I personally see that as a conflict of interest, because, it did say in here that they need to have a myriad of details concerning political and international
Right.
issues and everything. And I think there was somewhere else in here that once again mentioned something about, the existence of foreign government owned airlines that fly to various destinations. So I think that could be a potential conflict of interest, if you will. And I don't know if he would really be able to give his full time to the CEO position. The only thing that gave me pause, because he seems like a great candidate, right?
that could be like a con,
Yeah.
like we're in the
Yes.
list we're making.
Yeah.
So conflict of
definitely.
interest with political. Okay.
I agree. I also think that the 25 years at the company could be a benefit and also a hindrance. I mean, when you've been somewhere for 25 years and they're going to make a pivot to really expand elsewhere in the next decade, that may be difficult if he's only been used to one thing and he's not bringing any outside experience. So I think that should be under consideration as well. It's almost a pro and a con.
Okay, got it. So moving on to who's next? Harold. So Harold is 39, white male. Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up. Sorry.
His con would be that he becomes extremely intoxicated off the job. That's definitely a red flag.
But can we hold that against him though, if it hasn't affected his work?
He will be highly visible in a CEO position.
Mhm.
So I think if there's, so if he becomes extremely intoxicated off the job, he could be pulled over for a DUI, and that's controversial, especially for a company that's trying to grow globally. The other thing too, and this really could be a controversial statement, he's involved in a very controversial, if you will, organization. So he's active in the NRA.
I saw that.
And he is in the Republican Party's conservative wing. So take it how you will, right? But like that could be looked at as he's trying to lead the company in a certain political direction.
I think we can't judge him off of that because it's kind of like political beliefs, right?
Right, yeah, we can't.
Definitely the intoxicating off,
Yeah.
getting really intoxicated and wasted off the clock for sure, but politics, maybe not, religion. I don't
Maybe
know.
the organization though, if that's not an organization that's in line with the goals of the company, then like we can say that, that could be a con.
Even if we're gonna take in consideration with that organization, becoming extremely intoxicated, like off the job, is even though it's off the job, it's just
Yeah.
not a good look, especially for a CEO, a new CEO for a company that we're trying to grow and expand. It's just, he could say, oh, like I want to do it again, but
Yeah.
that's
So
very hard.
we could eliminate Harold. He's gone.
Okay, do we have any cons? I don't feel like, any pros for,
The only pro that I could really give this guy is that he, at the last sentence, founded and was the CEO of a very financial successful airline in Hawaii that was bought
that he
out
has
by,
relevant
by-
experience.
he was bought out by the company that, like the current company that we are part of. And he's very popular and well liked within the company, I'm assuming. And he's 9 years into this company. So 9 years of experience, it's not giving me the green light. though. That's hard. But that would be, to answer your question, that would be I guess a pro.
Gotcha, okay.
I think he's out.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's out.
I'll put a big red X next to Harold. Okay, who is next on the list? Frank Cavinder.
He was actually my first choice. I think he ticked a lot of boxes. So obviously they're looking for diversity. He had 4 years of exposure to the hub in Ontario, California, which I think is important. He like boots on the ground and everything, seeing how things work in the field versus just always being in corporate America. I think that's important. He's got really great just background with school and everything.
Education.
What else was in here? So I focused on the political stuff because it did bring up, like, you have to be focused on politics, especially because you're going into international locations that could potentially be very political. And he's had 11 years with the company. So to me, he was all around the first pick. I think he was great.
I like that it says that other of the other top managers seek his counsel regularly. I think that really ties what we were talking about in terms of inspiring others. So I like that.
Plus, it says he would consider obtaining the CEO job to be the capstone of his career. So like, this is something that he's like internally driving towards, right? It's something that he wants, he's thirsty for.
Mhm.
So, you know, you always have that enthusiastic beginner mentality when you get something that you want. I think that's notable as well.
Any
was-
cons?
What was that?
No, I was gonna say like he was my first choice too, simply because of that sentence. He said that like this would be like all like his best move for his career because like you Jen was saying, he's very driven. This was his goal. Someone who's very driven at this young age will be a great candidate for a CEO who wants to grow and expand.
I don't think he really has any cons either, huh?
The only con that I can see is it says his wife is a television newscaster with national reputation. So if this is a company that, like, we all hear about Delta, Southwest, like all, you know, airline companies in the news, would she be able to report on her husband's company, right? Like, let's say he does something completely bad and the company goes down the tubes. Would she be able to maintain professionalism with reporting on that? I like really went down the rabbit hole with some of this stuff. So that could truly be something that's like, whoa, you don't even need to consider that. But I tried to pick all of this apart.
Another thing that I saw too was that it doesn't say what he was doing prior and like what he's doing currently. I can't, do we think that he's still currently doing operations in the Ontario, California hub?
That's the thing. I don't know like his experience.
Yeah, like we
Yeah,
know
that
he
was
has
my
11
only concern.
years, but 11 years of relevant experience is what we need to know, right? Is that what you guys?
Yeah, so I guess, yeah.
Okay.
What was that, Claudia?
11 years in the company,
Right.
but we don't know what he was
Yeah.
doing those
So
11
it's
years.
experience in the company relevant to the role.
Yeah, so I guess my thing is like they pointed out with Robert that he had the high level management experience.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, otherwise I agree that his background is really good. I guess I would just like operations and CEO is very different. Like if he hasn't been in charge of managing the various departments.
Mhm.
of
Well,
his-
it does say that career as a financial and strategic planner. So he does have that ability, you know, so and also too, just to kind of play on that as well, to say that you know, considered a brilliant planner by all top managers, many who seek his counsel, like we said earlier. I think that's really important because even if he doesn't have the term manager with him right now, which is actually kind of dangerous, take somebody who isn't a manager up to a CEO, that might be a bad decision. People are seeking out his thoughts and ideas and processes too.
Right. So I feel like what you're saying is that he will align with the company's goal of having someone who can marshal the people.
Yes, yeah, and I do think that, you know, alongside of the operations experience he does also have some other things under his cap, like the financial and the strategic planner, which is important.
I think he would be a good number 2 to Rob. Because like I said, Rob, 25 years in the company, he'd be good to learn from. And then when Rob's not CEO anymore, then Franklin could just move into his position.
I think we have to get through everyone else before we
Yeah.
can
Oh, true. So
finally.
far, this is it so
Okay.
far.
Yeah.
what I was
So we
thinking.
have Edward J. Edgerton. Hold on. Let me...
Did you do Joanne?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
skipped the only lady on here.
Oh,
We
I am
skipped-
so sorry, Miss Joanne. I am. Oops. I have a lot of screens. Okay. Were you a white female? Master at Bridge.
I like
Sorry,
that.
I'm
Why her
talking,
dress
but
code is relevant.
I was
There's
talking
There's a
about.
lot
his
of like
story
stuff
guide.
that I feel like we wouldn't need to know in there.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Bridge
she
the
has
game.
18 years with the company, so that's a pro.
Innovative,
Right.
and likable by all employees at levels. So
It
she has,
says her
She's an
career
attorney,
was-
though.
Yeah, but
So-
corporate counsel, she's been a lawyer for her career. How is
That's-
that going
so
to
it's not
assist her
relevant.
in this role? I agree, Sarah.
Yeah, her experience doesn't align with what is the experience a CEO would need.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it's safe to say we could cross her off too.
But in the case study, what was it saying? A myriad of details concerning legal, financial, marketing, operational. So I guess they wanted somebody who is well equipped with, or a background in legal studies or something.
But as a CEO, she could be our.
Oh, yeah,
legal-
yeah, 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 but I was just,
Mhm.
yeah, I was kind of
Yeah.
going off on a tangent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's important that they understand the law, but yeah, I mean, I don't
Mhm.
think it's needed. Like, we don't think we would need an attorney in the CEO role.
yeah, we could eliminate her. Keep it pushing.
Bye, Joanne.
Darn, would have loved to pick a woman CEO.
I feel like if we had more details, maybe possibly. Wait, so it was Joanne who got eliminated, and was it Harold?
Harold.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Thanks. Okay. Edward C. Edgerton. 15-year. So he has CFO experience. Accounting.
I didn't understand why they threw in there that he completed a psychoanalysis 2 years ago.
I guess.
Did he
so
go
he's-
off the deep
Mhm.
end? Like, what really happened with that? Is he a loose cannon? You know, that's also a dangerous thing when you have a CEO. You can't have somebody who just like
And then
say whatever they want to.
testifies before Congress on the regulation of the airline industry. I feel like that could pose an issue.
Oh, definitely, right?
Well, I think, doesn't that mean like he, like almost like lobbies for the airline industry? I don't think it
Right, but
means.
that can kind of open us up to, I guess, scrutiny and possible legal stuff, if he says anything that goes against kind of what,
Yeah,
Mhm.
but he's already the CFO now, so he already holds a very high leadership position.
Right.
And he's already doing that.
I guess
So-
it's a plus, he knows his law too.
Yeah,
I think he's similar in Robert, that they both have like possible governmental positions that they could be considering.
yeah.
Because Edward ran.
Does it say
for-
he's, okay, go ahead, sorry.
It definitely seems like there's interest. I mean, it's safe to assume that he would be interested in running again if he thought that he could have a chance.
he's well respected. Like, what about this book?
I question if it would be a good thing for him to release a book after becoming CEO called The
Yeah.
Economics and Politics of American Air
That's what I was
Transportation.
thinking.
You know, it seems like a conflict.
Yeah.
But at least he's writing books in his spare time instead of getting drunk like that other guy.
So the book can be considered a conflict.
You see, I see him writing a book as being fully vested in this industry. I mean, because
Mhm.
True.
who works in something and then goes home and writes a book about
Mhm.
about their, I see, like he is an expert. He has the knowledge to write the book, and he's already writing the book as a CFO. So that's already a pretty high position in the company.
Okay, so he's a maybe, right?
Yeah, I like this
I
guy,
wouldn't
like
take him-
as a
I wouldn't
maybe.
take him out. Yeah, I wouldn't
think
scratch him off the list. I think he has potential.
I think historically too, with him being in that role, he would be the person that they would look on to transition over, I guess, right?
from CFO to CEO. Yeah.
Okay, so John Arthur Fulmer.
47 ways. General manager.
So he has background.
And being debt. Is that if someone's in debt because of the divorce, can we use that as a consideration?
I think that's kind of in the goals in the first part. I think there was some mention of that.
I
Something like-
think you can,
Yeah.
because you're high risk.
Okay.
If you're
Yeah, a
in that-
myriad of details concerning legal, financial, marketing, blah, blah, blah.
Heart attack too.
I mean, even when you look at small companies, they run your credit report, right? Like they're running your credit report, they're running your license just to see if you're a high risk candidate.
We also don't know what the debt is. Like, is it debt because like his assets were held somewhere else that weren't liquid to pay off his wife? Like, I mean, anyone could have debt. I don't
Or it could be
know.
because of the lawyer or whatever. It's a saying it's because of the divorce. Maybe she took everything and he has to pay the lawyer.
Yeah, it's like because of the divorce. It's not like
Mhm.
Like
debt, like good.
gambling or something.
Right. So it's not because of choices I think that he made.
Yeah, that's
You know,
true.
well, he did marry the wrong lady, but you know.
It says plans to become an American citizen.
Oh, so we would have to supply a visa then?
I don't know if that matters or anything, but
He's
it's
a citizen
noteworthy.
of New Zealand.
But a pro is that he's highly regarded by his superiors and, you know, so that kind of goes within our goals. So was the divorce and the debt the only con that we had for him?
Yeah, I'm trying to find a con right now. It seems like I really can't find a
Is
con.
the heart attack a con?
We can't hold that against. So we were just throwing out all the health. We're
Mhm.
just, everybody's healthy and fine. That's what we're gonna go with. And he is 19 years in the company, so that's good,
He's very liked,
right?
very regarded by superiors, peers, subordinates, almost to the point that he's bigger than life. So he has a god complex.
And he's the crown prince to the CEO because of his business accomplishments, Southern Hemisphere. So he's already,
He's cocky. I like that. I love that. I love that.
Should I put that in the pro or con?
Well, I
Or
personally, no, I don't.
confident.
Confident. Sorry.
Mhm.
Sorry.
So we'll put
And
con.
So,
that's,
but it says, go ahead.
I would say, I don't know if we can perceive him as cocky or confident, right? Just because people are saying that he's the crown prince, like, what does that necessarily mean? Is he coming off that way in his actions and everything, or, I
Well-
don't know, that's a tough one for me.
I think they say to the CEO, so I'm guessing the CEO is the king and they would consider him the prince. So I'm guessing that's somebody who they respect and would expect to go into the CEO
Oh, for sure.
king role, I guess.
Yeah, pass the crown down. Type of
Right.
thing.
It says he has 19 years, but I don't know what.
It says he was an international general manager.
Okay, I must have missed that.
About
Okay.
15
Right.
minutes.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Okay.
Wow.
We're just
So-
You have 20, you can take up to an hour if you want.
we
You have
might
20
need-
minutes.
Okay.
We'll
That
get
was
it done.
the one thing about John that really made me wonder is, okay, he had a career as an international general manager, but really, what does that mean? Like, what is he truly bringing to the table?
Is it
You know,
relevant
his-
to the role?
Right, although his peers and people are saying that, crown prince to the CEO and all that stuff, bigger than life, but what experience does he truly hold that can propel the company forward?
Well, he must
Probably-
have had successful business accomplishments. That's what it says, due to his business accomplishments in the Southern Hemisphere. So he must have led something there.
So he has that management background, I guess.
Like we could treat him like how we treated the other gentleman as a second guy, where
Mhm.
he can be a mentor or mentee for whoever we choose as CEO. But I do like the other candidate better. But we should go to Ernest now. I don't want to
Right,
skip him.
so Ernest 49, current general manager.
I think he's a no.
Oh,
Yeah, he's a no.
Oh yeah, this guy was a
Removed by the
no. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
okay, well, let me put the list
Like-
together as to why we can't just reject him. What if he asked us, why not me?
He's considered the field rinky dink. That's what.
Okay, so his education and his what's it called? His pros, Okay. And I'm
Says
an
he was
econ
removed
major,
from
so
the
I'm kind
job.
of biased as well. So I have to like him. 6 years later.
Did not take his job seriously, performed poorly.
Never practiced law, but
He
went
was
to
removed
us.
from the job by the board.
8 years was corporate.
Father was the co-founder. I don't know if that's a pro or a con. What do you guys think?
It's definitely a con, because he probably only kept his job because his father was a co-founder.
Yeah.
Nepotism at best. Mhm.
And he didn't take his job seriously, performed poorly, and rinky.
Unpaid leave, or he left
Yeah.
twice, it said, absented himself from the company.
You
It's
can put
almost
it
like
that-
if he was awarded the CEO position, he would be rewarded for being, like
Sloppy.
Alicia said, nepotism, right? He would be rewarded for being in the company or being in the family of the company.
Okay, so abandoned his job for long periods. Sorry, I'm trying to but
So who do we have? Like, I know I think it was 4. It was Robert.
Robert, Franklin,
Franklin.
Edward, and John.
I'm gonna show what I have now, and then we can.
And John.
I'm
Okay.
just making sure I don't embarrass myself and it doesn't look too.
No
bad.
judgment.
This is a judge-free. This is group. What is this?
We're
group?
judging
Three?
right now.
Group 3.
We're not judging you.
Yeah,
We're
we're-
judging the people on the
Oh,
paper.
yeah.
Okay, hold on. Just make sure I put the last little bit of notes. Okay. I can get my computer to participate.
Was Robert Franklin.
Franklin, Edward, and John.
Edward and John. Okay.
So I think my top pick it's Edward, and then number 2 is Franklin.
So Edward's like the CEO, like for your
He's the-
choice.
He's the
Yeah.
CFO. That's
number-
who I would go to.
And then
To be the-
it seems like the safe bet, right? He has a ton of experience at a high level too.
Okay, so Edward, let's see. Already holds a CFO position, has law background. Blah, blah, blah. So he's our top pick.
He's my top pick. I don't know.
I think it has
Oh,
to be
so-
unanimous, doesn't it? This is what it says in the
Yeah.
thing.
I
does.
second that vote.
All right, I
On who I was looking at first, just because I think he's already in a top level position, already kind of doing
okay.
executive level leadership.
How do you think he compares against Robert, though? I mean, I like that Robert has a balanced career between marketing, finance, and operations, as well as management.
But I think with Robert, it's a risk because I think they discussed that he's looking to take on possibly a new position, right?
So,
And what's his name? Edward. Yeah, Edward. He doesn't have any. Like, he's CFO. Like, he's
mhm.
I think like the next role for him would be CEO. He's loyal
Mhm.
to the company. Robert is like one of those too good to be true. It's like it's very risky because he also is half-hearted. So I do second or third vote on Edward.
And we can't put their age against them, right?
No,
Right.
is
No.
Robert's position, he's a high level general manager?
I'm a little confused what he does too. Like, it doesn't say exactly what he
So-
does, but
That would be a huge jump, like for someone to go from general management to CEO.
mhm.
Mhm.
That's a huge,
So we all
Promotion.
think that Ed would be our top choice, right?
Mhm.
So are we all in agreement with that?
Mhm.
Okay, so now for our second choice, who are we yeah, I think, was it Franklin? Or did we eliminate Franklin?
We still had Franklin. He was our second before we kind of went down to the New Zealand guy, John Arthur.
I like Franklin better.
Yeah, and I feel like as from a diversity standpoint and the fact that everyone respects him and he already has kind of like relevant background and has been in the company for a long time, I think that would make him a really good candidate.
Yeah, they'll have like a Joe Biden Kamala thing kind of going on, right?
I
Right.
agree.
Okay, so I guess we have to go between Franklin and John. So let's sound off, guys.
I like Franklin. I like you guys are saying the diversity. I like that he like how we were talking about him earlier. You guys were saying that although he doesn't have the experience now as like to be a CEO, he can be a great second to like the current CEO, learn from him, be a mentee from him, and then eventually kind of fill that role in. Um, although John, the New Zealand guy, I gotta stop saying that. John Fullerman, he is highly regarded, bigger than life. So you're saying he was like confident and stuff. The crown prince of a CEO. He's also like can be next in line too. So that's where it's so close. But I do have Franklin as number one.
I view Franklin as the underdog to John because John seems to be the like obvious pick for number two, right? Because of all of these different things. But Franklin has a pretty impressive, just career without having all of those, crown prince and major business accomplishments. Like, I think to your point, Miguel, what you were saying before, he could be a great number two and just learn from somebody who already has that, innate ability, all of that experience with CFO and everything like that, and be built into a really strong leader versus John, who is already a strong leader and might actually not see eye to eye with Edgar, right? Is that who we picked? Yeah, with Edgar. He might
Edward.
not see eye to eye with him, and that could create conflict.
I think so with Franklin as well. It seems like we give him the opportunity to kind of provide a fresh take and just, more innovation based on his background and, I know it's also his age, I think it will open us up to kind of a more modern take on the company. I don't know if
That's true.
And he's mentally ready. Like we were saying, this would be a capstone of his career. Although we're not putting him in the CEO chair as of now, he is. It could be in a mental thing, like okay, his right hand man. Let me perform. Let me make his job easier. Let me learn from the best, and then when the time comes, we can he can eventually fill that position up.
And it's
adding
gonna
to
say
that
that
though.
the top managers go to him for advice too. So maybe
Mhm.
the CEO could ask him
Yeah.
for advice.
But I think though, adding to that, I think where I might throw a wrench in it is if our top candidate turned down the position for whatever reason, would Franklin be ready to go into that role? So I think that's what we would have to do. We'll have to consider, right?
Mhm. That's
Yeah.
a great point.
I also
Okay.
think too, Edgar has a career as a CFO, and Franklin has a career as financial and strategic planner with a little bit of operations. Where are we getting the legal piece, the political piece, and the international piece, right? Like they don't have that. That's a wrench too to throw in right here at like probably the last 5 minutes.
I thought, didn't he go before Congress a lot? Didn't Edward do that, or am I confusing them?
That was Edward.
That
Edward.
was
Or House
Edward,
of-
yeah.
Yeah, frequently testifies. I don't know if we
Unregulated.
I put that as a comp, but
I still wouldn't pick John as the first runner up. It would be between Franklin and Robert for me.
so we agree
Um,
that we would give Franklin that opportunity, even though he may not 100% be ready. It will be a role that he can grow into.
And we're doing it like they're definitely getting the jobs, not if they would turn it down, right?
Okay.
So I don't know if we could even like consider that, right?
Let me see.
It said that like the requirements, the board's immediate task is to choose the next CEO who will have the title of president, the chairman, and the board of the DOs.
Yeah.
Who
So you're
most
right.
likely person who would serve as an interim.
So it's,
Uh,
yeah, we're not really considering if they would turn it down. So
Oh,
in
yeah,
that
so if
case,
they died or were incapacitated. Okay,
so it
Gotcha.
sounds like it's Edward and then Franklin.
yeah, I'd like that.
Sarah, do you have any other like rebuttal? Because I know you're liking Robert.
I know. No, I like Franklin. Now with the
What was Robert?
caveat that there's not like the possibility of turning down, because I do agree with Alicia's point that he probably wouldn't be ready immediately. But I do like him for like to follow behind in the position.
Okay, so Franklin is our second.
Yes.
Yep.
So it is Edward. Congratulations, Mr. Edward.
My guy.
CEO. Okay, and we're all in agreement. Okay. Where'd the presser go? So we could tell him who we're
How do we
gonna
do, Professor?
do bad.
You did good. Let me see if I can unhide myself here.
We
can
saw
see-
you the whole time.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can see you.
What?
We can
saw you
see
the
you.
whole
We
time.
can see you. Yeah.
Oh, you can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You saw me eating?
Yep.
that's okay.
You come-
Everybody does it on Zoom anymore.
I wasn't. concerned.
Well, I can't see me.
Oh,
That is
it's
weird.
funny. Thankfully, you didn't do anything bad.
My God.
Well, I did see you pick your nose, but we will let
No.
it slide.
Now, how can I be getting into gallery view? Huh.
There's view at the top right
The
there.
view is up at the top, in the corner on the right.
Oh, yeah. But then it hides me.
Oh, do you have it checked, hide self view?
What's
You have
that?
to un-
Yeah, you may have
Do you
high
have it-
self-view check.
Yeah, do you have it checked, hide self view? You may have to click show self view.
And where is that?
That's up with the view button too in the upper right-hand corner.
It's host. I click on it, says pin, remove spotlight. Huh. But you can see me, huh?
We
We
can,
can.
yes.
Yep.
All right. I just can't see myself, so I'll just talk. I am not, that's weird. I'm not sure how to get myself into view.
Do you see us at the top?
I see all of you in gallery.
Scroll to the left.
Oh, I bet you have
Click the
yourself
left
hidden.
arrow.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
have
right.
myself hidden.
Yeah, right click like one of our pictures and you should be able to click show self view.
Thank you. Who gave me that advice?
That's a new Zoom thing.
Okay, extra credit.
Yes.
No, you did well. Interesting. There's some interesting dynamics that you can look at. Let me turn off the recording. I'm going to ask you to watch the